Good news, you know, a lot of times we come around once or something.
We're very proud.
This morning, this is the one opportunity we got at Drakesboro. I don't think we ever had. I was glad of it, and I want to welcome all the Judge Executive Draper, David James, the representative, Richard Nelson, the representative, and Dave James, the magistrate, all the Jones's staff here. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Bruce Ferguson. He's going to introduce everything and have some comments.
I guess this is working. Yeah, thank you, Mayor. It's a great day for the governor to be traveling around today, and it was a great day for me back in January when the governor picked me after serving some 19 years as a county judge, executive judge. You know, and I know that trade back in Boone County up in northern Kentucky. And if ever a person should have their pulse on the sentiments of the people, it would be a county judge executive. And I appreciate the fact that the governor offered me an opportunity to serve as commissioner of the Department of Local Government. I think it's fitting that someone who knows local government holds the aid directors and all the people with the area development districts know who Libby is. She's the lady who puts these projects together in cooperation with you, local officials, to bring these projects through the Community Development Block Grant Program to the communities throughout our Commonwealth. The whole object here is to improve the quality of life for the communities being served. Now, normally I might say that when we could appear upon the scene before you and say, and ladies and gentlemen, the check's in the mail. Well, the governor said, don't give them that stuff, I want the money in the bank. And so we've got the money in the bank for you to start your project here in Drakesboro. Some people say it's a lot, they use this term today, sexier, to do water and sewer projects and things like that. Well, we have a governor on board here that says the quality of life is one of the most meaningful things to the people of this Commonwealth, and quality of life, of living, begins with where you live and how you live and the quality of the home that you have to live in. And so these housing projects, which had not received emphasis in the past, have been directed by the governor to our office to increase over 2.5 times the amount of monies now through Community Development Block Grants that are going into housing projects throughout the communities of our Commonwealth. In fact, Drakesboro and Muhlenberg County by George are one of only 11, Judge and Mayor, in this whole state that qualified through your expertise and your diligence to putting together a meaningful project. And so we're pleased to be able to come here today and make that award to you. I might say that while I was serving as county judge, I started to think I'd never be able to support a person who won as governor of this Commonwealth. I'll tell you, I went through the longest drought in the history of Boone County or any other county. By George, I believe in him. I never saw a man that came out straightforward to speak his message to the people and say what this state needed, as well as Brererton C. Jones did. He made commitments that appealed to me, commitments relative to ethics in government, campaign reform, constitutional reform, matters that meant a lot to me as a local official. And so when this man in his campaign picture showed rolled up sleeves, let me assure you, he has rolled up his sleeves to direct our department, the Department of Local Government, for the first time in history, that to my knowledge and that of Libby McManus, who is director of that department, to expedite the housing projects in this state. That this is an area which we cannot dilly around with, to play political games with, but to get on the ball, put these projects together, work with the ad districts and the local officials to make sure that this critical need for the people of our Commonwealth is addressed expediently. And so we come today and tomorrow to make 11 presentations throughout the state, the first time ever that we've been able to meet this need in a timely, expeditious fashion. And so, because of my faith in this man who has given our department direction to serve the title local government, it's my pleasure to say the champion of local government, directed especially in this field of housing in our Commonwealth, my governor, your governor, Brererton C. Jones.
Thank you very much, Bruce. That guy makes it sound like I'm running for something. Well, you know, I got so tired in the campaign of always asking people to help me, and I came into this county a number of times, Judge Draper. You know, I came here frequently, and I was always asking for your consideration, asking you to help me, and you helped me, and I will never forget that. And I'm not coming back to ever ask you to help me again. I want to come now to try to help you, because turnabout's fair play. And I came today, of course, to make a pretty strong announcement. Now, in his normal enthusiasm, Commissioner Ferguson has really already made the announcement, because you gave him a big round of applause, but we didn't tell you the amount.
Didn't tell him how much.
That's right. didn't tell you about the amount. But I want you to know, Mayor Litton, how much we appreciate you, how much we appreciate the town council, Judge Draper, Preacher. You're doing a fabulous job in that legislature. Let me tell you all something now, that the legislature, of course, is taking some knocks because a few people have apparently done some things that they ought not to have done. But let me assure you that your representation in the state legislature is #1, and you can always be proud of your representation here. These community block grants are something that are of fundamental importance, because you can focus them in some very important areas. And as Commissioner Ferguson has said, I wanted to focus on improving our living standards, helping people to help themselves, because that's what government's all about. People helping people to go out and help themselves. And we're very excited about this. And so the amount of money that I come today to commit to you, as Judge Ferguson has said, is in the bank and ready for your program, is in the amount of $750,000. This $750,000, because that's what it is. I'm not sure how it sounds bigger, but however it sounds the best, that's the way we can say it. This $750,000 is for the Broad Street area housing redevelopment project. These funds will be used to rehabilitate 51 structures, construct 10 new homes, and allow the city to correct drainage problems in the area. Now, I want to publicly commend Bruce Ferguson, the commissioner, and Libby McManus for the job that they have done in cutting through the red tape and getting to the heart of the situation. And the heart of the situation is getting to that $750,000 and making it available. And they have done this in record time. And I take great pride in that because that's part of our administration. And you're going to judge us on what we accomplish, not what we say we're going to do, or not what we say we did, but what we actually did in this 4-year period. And somebody said to me the other day, don't you feel like that your administration is being judged by a higher standard than previous administrations? I was asked that question publicly, and I said, well, I hope so, because we've asked to be judged by higher standards. In the campaign, I asked to be judged by higher standards because we're going to meet those standards. And this is just one of the first steps in doing that. So the money's in the bank. It's ready to be drawn. It's up to you now to go on with the project, and make the project work, and we will lend you assistance in every way possible. But I want you to know that your government in Frankfort cares about Drakesboro. We care about this part of the state. And if we work together, which we're going to, there is no limit to what we're going to be able to accomplish. Not just in this project. We'll get this project done, and then we'll be looking for something else to improve the standard of living for the people of this area and for the people of the whole Commonwealth. Because when you help one part of this state, you help the whole state. That's one thing we've got to realize, that if we've got an unemployed person someplace, that's a drag on that community, but it's also a drag on the economy of the whole state. So we got to get people working. We've got to get people into meaningful jobs. We've got to get people out where they can help themselves. That's what government is all about, and that's going to be the focus of this administration. So the most important thing I've said here, of course, is that the money's in the bank, and the $750,000 is available, and I look forward to working closely with each of you for the next 3.5 years. Thank you very much.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the governor is going to present to Mayor Litton the plaque that is the official Community Development Block Grant poster placed on this plaque to be presented here in the City Hall for all the people to see. This is the national poster that shows people and their community involved for the benefit of us all. So if you would then, Governor, present to Mayor Litton the CDG official plaque for this award. And we thank you all for being present, and I noticed a lot of cookies and things up here. We might have a chance to grab a bite of that before we take off again. Again, ladies and gentlemen, our final applause to our governor for this present.
Not really. She ever turned around with keep it back.
Get over here.
Yeah, but that's okay. That means we'll put you somewhere. I don't worry about being sooner, so if I have to camp out for a week, I can go camp out in the woods. Right. Well, I'm going to take that right. Well, it's like you said, the money's in the bank, so what they'll do is, I think with the state, they'll come in and they'll advertise for the building contract, come in here and do the jobs. Oh, I'm sure. That's what I'm thinking, because I really don't know for sure.
Drakesboro will be host to some big names in country music. These guitar-picking legends will be honored appropriately enough on Guitar Avenue. Backroads reporter Hal Wolford went to Drakesboro for the story.
Mose Rager is credited with teaching Merle Travis and Chet Atkins many of the thumb-picking licks that carried them to the top of the music world. And on Saturday, Mose's hometown, Drakesboro, Kentucky, will turn out at the unveiling of this monument and fountain in honor of Mose and three other thumb-picking legends, Merle Travis, Ike Everly, and Kennedy Jones. The monument and fountain, appropriately enough, are located on Guitar Avenue, right smack in front of Mose's home. Drakesboro teacher and city council member Joanna Fox wrote the grant application to pay for the monument and fountain.
City of Drakesboro received a $9,000 bicentennial grant from the state, and then the city also matched that 2-to-1.
Mose Rager died in 1986, widely credited with helping start the thumb-picking style. His wife has a lot of memories, scrapbooks filled with photographs of Mose and some of the legends he played with.
Actually, you were there when that started. Do you think anything unusual at the time was happening?
Not really. We was pretty young. We just thought they was good-looking guys.
Other musicians who became singers and songwriters were willing to travel a lot and became famous names, but Mose stayed at home and in the background. But among guitar pickers, he was known worldwide.
Merle and I were standing down off stage talking, and Merle said, that guy don't really know how great he is. And I said, yeah, because he said they asked me about him in France or Germany or somewhere. And I said, well, that's because you took his name over there, that's why.
Mose Rager, Ike Everly, Merle Travis, Kennedy Jones, the four thumb-pickers who put Muhlenberg County on the map. This is Hal Wolford on the back roads, Drakesboro, Kentucky.
And some good music is sure to be coming out of Drakesboro this weekend. Well, that's our report for now. For a preview of our 6 o'clock newscast, let's join Bill Riles in our newsroom. Hello, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Travis, Ike Everly, Mose Rager, and Kennedy Jones aren't here to see this, but their fans and loved ones are. These people remember the 4 men who turned thumb-picking into its own style of music.
Well, my dad was born and raised in this area, and when Mose was approximately, I think about 11, 12 years old, he came down to Fleet in an old road wagon to see my dad and hear him play the guitar, and he was just loved that style of picking, the thumb-picking style, and then as time went along, my dad taught him a lot of it. Of course, he carried a step further down the pipe, real fine thumb-picker.
So much music came from, Muhlenberg County and the surrounding area, and it's just great. My dad was a picker, and he used to pick with Ike and Kennedy and Mose Rager, and so it's quite an honor to be able to come here and play, for him and be part of the festivities.
The city of Drakesboro dedicated a monument and fountain to the 4 music giants who brought fame to this little western Kentucky town. Even Hee Haw's Grandpa Jones came out to reminisce.
Well, I think it's one of the best things they could have done, and I hope that it goes next year and the next year. I'm going to come every time if I can make it.
Folks are proud of the mark these legends made on country music, and to think it all started right here in Muhlenberg County.
I think it's time that Mose Rager and those were recognized. I really do, because they were instrumental in a lot of this music that we have out of Muhlenberg County. Drakesboro doesn't get any recognition for anything. You know, Central City, you know, they get all their recognition for the Everly Brothers. So, you know, now Drakesboro get recognition for this.
Yes, the town of Drakesboro is very proud to be the stomping ground of 4 legends whose music lives on.
Thank you very much, and God bless you.